Hello, Ranger Nation. I'm Todd Jones, sitting next to my good friend James Fortner, as we bring you the last Ranger rundown of the school year live from Rooster's backyard. James, how are you doing?
Doing well, Todd.
Feels like it's been a month since we've been together.
It's been a month, man. Been looking forward to getting back together.
Yeah, well, it's always great. James, we have a lot of exciting things for the listeners. But before I hand it off for you to do tonight's lineup, I want to give a special shout out to Emma Essner, who I heard was a fan of the show. Emma, I hope you have a great summer, Emma, and look forward to seeing what you can do next year for Coach Long and her volleyball program. So, James, that's what I got to get started. So why don't you tell everybody what's on tap for tonight's show?
Hey, today's episode will feature softball, baseball, boys, and girls track. With softball, we've got head coach Scott Robinson along with Briley Savage and Lexi Stewart. Baseball, we're going to be joined by Grayson Register, Britton Finch, and Robert Lahardo. And then we'll move on to girls track, and we'll have Coach Blake Thompson and sprinter Sydney Click and Ava McIntyre as we spotlight their season. And then we'll finish up with boys track, Andrick Rodriguez, Kason Brooks, and Caden Alford.
All right. Well, so for the last time this school year, grab your favorite drink, kick up the footrest, because it's Ranger Rundown time.
From the field to the court, where our athletes report, chasing glory each day, Rangers lead the way. Ranger Rundown, here we go, where the high school spirit flows, every game and every win, catch the pride we've got within, scores and highlights bright and clear, every week we're tuning near, cheer and shout, hear the crowd, Greenwood's never been so proud, Ranger Rundown, here we go, where the high school spirit flows, every game and every win, catch the pride we've got within.
Hey, welcome back, Ranger Nation. First up, we've got softball joining us. And from the dugout, we've got head coach Scott Robinson, third baseman Lexi Stewart, and catcher Briley Savage. Thank you all for joining us this evening.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
I'm glad to be here. Hey, Coach, thanks for being here. As we head toward the end of the regular season, what have you seen so far on the team as far as growth goes and the grit that these girls have had this season?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been super proud of them. They're getting stronger every time we go out there, really putting up a good fight. And, you know, we talked about that a long time ago, that we put up a really tough schedule to try to figure out what kind of team we really had, and they've responded. Took our lumps, hanging in there a little bit, and then now we've finally figured it out. So perfect timing.
Perfect timing is right. You got to get hot towards the end.
That's right.
Hey, give us a quick recap on the district schedule so far and where we're at. We've got one left.
We have one left, Fort Stockton tomorrow night, and then we may or may not, depend on Monahans and how this all thing rolls out. We may have to have a playoff with Monahans for seeding purposes, but we're just going to take care of our business, not have to worry about that.
That's right. So what's your focus as you're heading into that final game and as we're headed towards those playoffs?
You know, really just making sure that we're firing all cylinders. We've got enough tools in our tool belt to face any pitcher we need to face and be able to do something with that. So they have a new drill. They just love it. I mean, just their favorite for that outside pitch.
Oh, no. No, definitely not.
We'll have to hear about this at some point. So does your preparation change as you head for those playoffs, Coach, or is it just keep on doing what you've been doing?
Well, a little shorten up a little bit just because you want to have the JV in there, so you're able to get a little more rep with those girls alone. And so that'll change, you know, but you know, you try to fine-tune just the little things and go with what got you to this point. So,
are you like a game film study kind of guy, or you just, hey, show up and take care of business with whoever shows up on the other side of the field?
Oh, I love watching that film, you know.
Yeah.
Miss Savage, she's on it. She brings me that film all the time, so I love it.
That's awesome. Well, Coach, you brought a couple of athletes with you today. Why don't you introduce them to the viewers out there?
All right, we got Lexi Stewart. She's our third baseman, like I said. She wants to pitch this next game, but we hadn't decided on that one yet. And then Briley is our catcher. She's been tearing it up back here behind the plate this year. So 2 workhorses in that stable.
Absolutely. All right, Briley and Lexi, moving over towards y'all. I've got some questions for you. All right, so Briley, we'll start with you. You've had pressure managing the game behind the plate. What's been the biggest improvement or breakthrough that you've seen this season?
I think for me, I think keeping a ball in front of me, for sure. I've gotten a lot better at blocking. And I think my focus has gotten better and just staying calm.
Just staying calm?
Yes, sir.
Is it just keeping you calm, or you got to go keep the rest of the team calm?
Definitely everyone. Mainly Addie. Addie likes to get a little bit sidetracked sometimes and look in the stands. And
So those
So
are in the
keep Addie
stands.
focused.
What do you say to her when you go out to talk to her in the circle? Is there a key word, or is there just, hey, keep it calm and come back in, or what you thinking?
I usually just tell her just to ignore everyone else, other than me and Coach Robinson and sometimes Coach McGinnis.
She ignores us too.
Sometimes. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, Addison's really done a great job, and
Yeah.
I think it's all because, Briley is really doing a great job of keeping everybody calm out there. So I've seen huge growth from last year to this year on how she's handling the situation. So pretty impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your favorite moment this season, Briley?
Beating Andrews,
Beating Andrews?
for sure.
That was a big game.
Yes.
What about beating Andrews made it special?
I think just like, I don't know. I feel like people just think Andrews is like so good and that like we can't beat them, but then we just wouldn't prove them wrong. And them being ranked first in district at the beginning of the year and us being ranked last, I think it just like shows like the underdog wins. Like,
Sometimes they do, don't they?
yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's an exciting game. Getting to watch it and be there and see that for that exact reason. When you're playing the team that's winning district and the opportunity to go and show them what you're made of, man, that's fantastic, and that's an awesome moment. So, what's been the biggest improvement or breakthrough you've seen this year as you kind of moved up into that position at third base?
The biggest improvement for me is just having confidence at third, coming from the outfield to be put in the hot corner. It's a lot of pressure for me, and I've finally gotten to the point where I'm truly confident in myself to make the play or to cheer on anybody that needs it. That's probably my biggest breakthrough this year, especially moving from left field to the hot corner, because I've never played infield before this. Even playing for you, I played outfield center.
Yeah.
And just coming to the infield, a completely different change. You always have to be ready for something to go wrong, basically, in the infield. Whether it's a bunt or it's just a hard hit line drive at you. You just have to be ready on your toes at all times.
Yeah.
She's really handled that well. She stepped right in there. We've only had a couple of hiccups, and other than that, she's just been straight on it. I love it.
Yeah, a lot of great play over there at third base. Like I said, in that hot corner, you catch a lot of hot balls that are heading your way. I know if I was anywhere near that, it'd be a lot of Olay for me. I'd be getting the heck out of the way. I didn't like being anywhere near a hot corner. But, man, you're handling the pressure over there really well. What's been your favorite moment so far this season?
Oh, my favorite moment? Probably hitting the home run against Zoe. It was a real big confidence boost in my batting because I kind of been in a slump, and then just hitting that home run off of an outside pitch, it was really what I needed at the time.
Yeah, I agree. Anytime you hit a home run to break out of a slump is a confidence boost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And you've had a pretty consistent bat all season. I think both of these girls probably top of the list as far as RBIs for the team.
Oh yeah, they're putting them across the plate. I tell you, it's been pretty impressive. But this one only does it when I bring the honey buns. And by golly, she goes crazy.
We know the secret. I'm gonna put that in my notes for this summer.
There you go.
Bring the honey buns.
That's right.
That's hilarious. All right, Coach, what's up next for the team?
All right. Well, what we're looking at, we'll get through tomorrow. We'll figure out what we got to do with Monahans. If we have to play Monahans, it'll either be on Monday or Tuesday. We haven't decided on that yet. If we don't have to play them, then we're going to play Colorado City on Tuesday. just to give us a little prep time. And then it looks like we'll either be playing Canyon Randall, Pampa, or Canyon High. So
Yeah, so you'll move up to, what is it, District 4 up north?
Correct.
As an opponent?
correct.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to go the small school in this scenario, but really kind of the dark horse in this is West Plains. If they can get in, then it just shifts everything. So we don't know where we're going to be right at the moment.
Yeah, so they've got a tough district up there. So there's four or five teams right in there within a game of each other
Right.
trying to make the playoffs. So.
Right, yeah. Dumas run away from everybody. They'll definitely go large school. And then everybody else is pretty packed. Canyon Randall's sitting second right now, but they all play each other here in 2 more games. So it's going to be wild to watch.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch for sure. So as we come into those playoff games, what you ask for your fans, Coach?
Show up loud and proud, ready to roll.
We need more fans.
We really
we
do.
need to pack stands,
some
absolutely.
stands.
It'd be
Yes.
really nice.
But not sit on our hands. We don't need that. We need everybody up on it.
No, for sure. And like you said, the sticks that these girls are bringing to the plate, that energizes crowds fast when balls start leaving the park.
That's absolutely. So I'm excited. I'll tell you, they're coming around at the right time. It's fun to watch.
Absolutely.
They've hit like 500 home runs on me in the last 3 weeks. It's ridiculous.
Getting expensive?
It is.
All right, ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so Briley and Lexi. Briley, what's the walk-up song of choice?
Can't Tell It All by Holby.
By Hobie. All right. Lexi?
Probably Praised by Brandon Lake.
Praised by Brennan Lake. All right. Briley, who's the most clutch teammate?
This is hard. Everyone comes in clutch.
You got a lot of good clutch players on
Yeah.
the team, don't you? Takes 9
Yeah,
It truly does.
just on the field, but it takes about another 2 or 3 in the dugout to get you cheering on.
for sure.
Lexi, anybody on the most clutch teammate list?
Briley, definitely Briley. 3 walk-off home runs.
She's had a clutch season.
She's our clutch player. She's the
Yeah,
go-to
yeah.
if we need her to do something.
Yeah, 2 clutch walk-off home runs, and then scored the walk-off pass ball on which team was
Andrews.
it? Andrew. Was that that was the Andrews game? That's right. So
Yep, got your picked off Monahans with it. I loved it.
Lexi, what's your favorite post-game meal?
Post-game meal?
Honey buns.
Probably like TJ's burger and tater tots.
Bradley, post-game
Steak.
meal. A steak?
Yes.
Ooh, I like that answer. All right, Lexi, one word to describe this team.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Briley,
Unbreakable.
unbreakable. Coach, what's the last one?
Has to be a U.
Unrelenting.
Unrelenting. I love it. I love it. All right, Bradley, what's the funniest moment this season?
When Addie pushed Coach Robinson in the river.
Lexi agrees with that one. Is that the
Probably.
funniest moment?
Yeah. See, I wasn't there when it happened. I was at a restaurant, so I just opened my phone, and it was the funniest thing in the
There's
world.
video evidence of this
Yes.
event. Okay, well, I got to see it.
It was an attack.
Hey, thank you all for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the way. Finish out strong out in Fort Stockton. Get ready to take some names in playoffs out here.
Yes, sir.
Get ready to go get a chance to go win some gold balls. Hey, next up on Ranger Rundown, we're going to be back with baseball, so hang on. Hey, welcome back. And welcome back, Ranger Nation. We're back with baseball. And got some big names from Ranger Baseball joining us for the show today. I've got, I'm going to start again. Grayson Register, your Texas A&M commit. On the mound, Britton Finch, behind the plate. And two-way player Robert Wajardo. You handle both pitching and center field.
Yes, sir.
Man, there's some talent that sat down up here.
Yes, sir.
You guys are confident, man. I love it. Hey, let's start with you, Grayson. Grayson, big year for you committing to Texas A&M. Talk about how that's deal with your approach this season.
I mean, it was truly a blessing to get to go commit to A&M. I hope it pushes like younger ones because I was once there whenever I was like not as good as everyone else. But for the season, it hasn't been too sharp for me. But I'm looking to get back and fixed all my stuff, so I should be back pretty soon and dial it in.
Back dialing it in, back to work.
Sir.
Yeah, so no matter where you're at, you always got to build on something, keep working, get better. That's awesome, man. Tell me what your favorite moment has been this season so far, Grayson.
Probably in the Seminole game, it was like 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh gosh, yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
I was
we
at the
pulled that
softball
off.
field. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, it was terrible. I was almost getting blown off the mound. It's crazy.
Yeah. Could you keep? I guess you could keep the ball over the plate. I don't know how anybody kept the ball over the plate with the wind blowing like it was, because it was kind of coming across the
Yeah,
field.
it was going straight out too. I mean,
Yeah. Talk about that challenge a little bit as you face games that are like that. Does it change the way you approach the game a little bit when you know you've got some environmental factors that are outside your control?
no, because they got to go through it too.
Yeah.
So, same approach.
Yep. Just get in and get after it.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Tell me what you love about baseball. You've been playing for a good long time now.
Yeah, I've been
What's your
playing-
favorite thing about baseball? What jazzes you up about baseball?
I mean, getting on the mound, it's like the adrenaline rush. You're like, oh yeah, let's go get this guy. I love baseball, so
Yeah.
everything about it. Besides hitting.
Besides hitting, hitting's not the favorite.
Oh no, not at all.
So you just do the pitching.
Yes, sir.
All right. Cool, man. Awesome. Hey, let's move over to Britton. Britton, how are you, brother?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, man. Hey, so you're catching, and then catcher's role is often the most underrated. What's been your mindset leading the defense this season?
I mean, just getting back there and just leading everybody, telling them everything. If we have a bad play or a bad inning, just letting everybody know that everything's going to be all right up there. Just take control.
So you a control guy or a calm them down guy, a hype guy? What's kind of your mode back there?
I mean, it just depends what's going on. If we make a great play, just hype them up. But if something's not going our way, just dial it down, get everything back to calm.
Yeah.
Sir.
So when Grayson's working up there and you got to go out there and talk to him at the mound, what do you talk to him about?
Well, he's not throwing good, which sometimes he doesn't. Just calm him down, bring him back to the strike zone, and just know that he's better than every hitter that's stepping in there. So he's fine.
Yeah. Just go back to the basics.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. What's been your favorite moment this season?
I don't know, probably beginning of the year, tournament season was fun, just traveling around with all these guys, playing a bunch of games. And, of course, the Seminole game, like you said, an intense game, just making good plays and just backing everybody up out there.
Yeah.
Sir.
That's awesome, man. What do you love about baseball? What's your thing, man?
I think catching, just being in every play, just controlling what goes on out in the field. I mean, you control the runners, pitcher, everything like that, just being out there.
What's your favorite part? What gets you jazzed up about catching? Is it framing? Is it blocking? Is it throwing out runners? What's your thing that gets you jazzed up, man?
I think it's when runners get on, just either back picking them or throwing them out. It's just great to get them off the bases.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Hey, Robert, let's move over to you real quick, brother.
Yes, sir.
You doing good today?
Yes, sir. I'm doing
All
great.
right. Hey, Robert. So you do a little bit of everything. You do some pitching and you play out in some center field.
Yes, sir.
So what's the critical side of playing both of those, both physically and mentally, as you're going back and forth between those two positions? How do you prepare for that?
I mean, it's a lot of arm recovery because playing both positions kind of takes a toll on your arm, especially, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Cool. What's your favorite part about pitching? What do you
Favorite
love?
part?
Yeah, what do you love about pitching?
Throwing fastballs right by people.
Watching them whiff?
Yes, sir.
That'll
I'm
boy.
not much of an off-speed type of guy.
No, he's not.
Just lay the hammer.
Yes, sir. Just lay the hammer.
What's your favorite part about playing out in center field?
Ooh, kind of controlling the outfield and like where we're going to play with a certain guy up to bat. I mean, you really got to read what they're doing at the plate. If they're late, they're early. They're not really much of a power guy, stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty fun.
Just passing that information on to the outfielders out there
Oh,
being in
yes,
control?
sir. Yes, sir.
Cool, man. What's your favorite moment so far this season?
Probably, I know Grayson didn't like the legacy game, but that was pretty fun. that one was really good. Coming back down like 7-2 or 3 or something like that. Coming back, tying it up. I mean, we did end up losing, but
They're just
we
hating on
competed.
Yeah.
They're just hating on you.
Seminole was pretty fun too. I mean, there's a lot of tough situations where we had to get out of it and ended up winning 1-0.
Yeah.
Really cold weather.
Do you like tight games, or do you like games you just blow them out? You like comeback games? What's your favorite game to be in?
I like tight games. I like getting put in situations where I really have to work and get out of them.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How about you, Grayson? What do you like? Tight games? You like blowout games?
Definitely tight games.
Tight
'cause
games?
The adrenaline whenever you get back on the mountain, just like, oh yeah, let's go shove and get back in the dugout.
Yeah.
Let our sticks work.
There you go.
I like the blowout games. I mean, the biggest game on senior night was pretty nice. Didn't have to do much after that.
Yeah. You like to just stand up there and just slam on the ball?
Exactly.
There you go. There you go. Hey, as we're heading out into the final stretch out in your last week of baseball season, you got a couple of games left. Talk about those games real quick. Grace, why don't you talk about for us?
Well, we have Fort Stockton tomorrow. We should win that one. But the next week, we're in the district championship against Andrews, and that's the team we lost to, 2-1. But whenever we get our sticks hot against them, yeah, we'll beat them.
We're going to get there?
Yes, sir. We have a lot of confidence in our sticks now.
Awesome.
Best lineup in the district.
Awesome. Hey, man, that's exciting. All right, y'all guys ready for some rapid-fire questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, they're super hard. All right. Britton, who's your favorite MLB player?
Probably, I don't know, like Yachty or Molina.
Molina?
A catcher.
Yeah, I like that. Grayson?
I like Spencer Strider.
Strider?
Yes, sir.
I like Jaron Duran.
Duran?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Grayson, who has the best walk-up song on the team?
Oh, I mean, I got to say me because I got the white girl music. Come on now, you can't go wrong with that.
Either you have the best walk-up song on the team or somebody stole yours. I think that's probably the way it goes. Either somebody stole yours, you got the best one. How about you, Robert?
I'm not gonna lie, I got to give it to Branson. I mean, it gets the crowd going.
Yeah?
It's pretty. It's a vibe.
Dang, guys, I thought it was me. I thought the crowd was going with it. Even the dugout gets in mine.
No, they don't.
No, nobody gets with theirs.
Britton, yours?
What's that?
Who's got the best walk-up song?
Well, I got to say me.
You?
I like mine.
All right. Robert, Britton, what's a superstition? You got a pregame superstition?
Not really. I mean, just, eye black every game.
Eye black?
Doesn't
It's gotta
matter.
be?
Always got to wear it.
Yeah?
Always got to have that wrist tape and eye black.
Wrist
Every
tape and
single
eye
game.
black. Yeah? Grayson?
Don't wash my sleeve or probably do the same thing every time.
Yeah? Just the same routine?
Yeah, change nothing up.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Robert?
Probably listening to the same music. No, I don't like switching it up. Always go some Mexican
groove?
music. Yep, some Mexican music before the game. Get me going.
Hey, I love it, man. All right. Grayson, who's the loudest guy in the dugout?
Robert, I'm not gonna lie, Robert or Cannon Ogle.
Yeah?
They get loud.
Robert, how about you? Who's the loudest guy in the dugout other than you?
Yeah, probably Cannon. The guy's
Cannon?
a jokester.
Britton?
I'll give it to him. I'll give it to Cannon.
Yeah.
You never know what he's going to say.
Yeah.
All right. Britton, what's your dream baseball stadium to play in?
I don't know. Probably like the Dodgers Stadium or Yankee Stadium would be pretty cool.
Yeah? Dodgers, Yankees. Grayson?
I think either Wrigley or Red Sox Stadium would be sick to play in.
Yeah. I got Fenway or the Astros place.
Fenways are out at the Astros? Yeah, those are all good picks, solid picks, man. Awesome. Hey, appreciate it, guys. Good luck the rest of the way. I know you're going to finish district strong, get in playoffs, go out there, win some of those gold gloves.
Sir.
Get after it. Hey, we're going to switch gears, head over to track. So right up next, Todd will be back with girls track, so stay tuned.
All right, welcome back to the Ranger Rundown. Todd Jones sitting alongside three wonderful Rangerettes here representing our track team. To my left, I've got Coach Blake Thompson, Ava McIntyre, and Sydney Click. Ladies, how are y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you guys coming on. Y'all ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach Thompson, I think everybody knows, but there might be somebody that's not quite as familiar with you and your history. You are a former Rangerette, right?
I am. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, and I think I've asked you this question, obviously off camera before, but what's it like? What's it been like for you coming back home and coaching, at the school you graduated from?
Yeah, it's been a full circle moment in the best way. Just being a part of the legacy on their side of it, and then on the coach side of it. They impress me every day with how hard they work, but Very blessed.
Well, I keep trying to stand up a little bit taller. You make me feel a little bit short here. Coach Thompson, what specific events or areas are you coaching here on the track team, and what kind of growth have you seen from your athletes?
So this year I did triple and long jump, and then I did the sprinters, so that'd be the 100 and 200 runners, and then the 4x1 and 4x2. So quite a bit going on, and it's been great growth all season. Consistent PRs. I mean, 2 broken records last week. One of them, I think the 4x1 was set in 1999. So I told them, I was like, that record's older than me. And so that's,
And yet it's not even half my age.
but that growth is so impressive, especially at the area meet, and that's perfect place to be sitting right before regionals. So.
Yeah, I mean, you want to peak at the end, right?
Oh, yeah.
You want to be the fastest on that last meet, right?
Yes, sir.
So, Coach, you made it to the state meet in the high jump,
Yes.
which you didn't list as one of the things that you're
Yes.
coaching. But that's an experience that not many people get. What is something like from that experience, from you being able to take part in that? What is something that you get to bring and share with your athletes?
That was an amazing experience, and just seeing that level of competition and not letting it get in your head. I think knowing that as a coach, I try to make them not only physically strong, but mentally strong as well. And they definitely are, especially with the workouts I put them through.
Well, I know that you're definitely an asset here in Greenwood.
Thank you.
I know Coach Long's really happy to have you as part of her volleyball program, and I'm sure Coach Jones feels the same about you on in the track side. So,
Yes.
and you're very multi-talented. You did soccer last year, right?
I did. Great time.
Yeah, so there you go. You got to be able to do everything when you come to Greenwood, right?
Yes, sir.
Just like our kids.
Yes.
Our kids are doing multiple things, so we want our coaches to do the same thing.
Yeah, lead by example.
That's right. There you go.
sir.
All right, now to the people that everyone wants to talk to, Sydney and Ava, ladies. So, Sydney, why don't you guys tell us real quick what events that you ran for most of the season, and then tell us what events you were running at the area track meet.
So I ran the 4x1, 4x2, 4x4, and as of district, the Open 100.
Okay. Ava?
I ran most of the season. I ran the 4x1, the 100, and the 4x2.
Okay. All
In
right.
that area, I ran the 4x2 and the 4x1.
Okay, and I cut you off.
No, you're good.
At area, you ran the 100, right?
Yeah.
And then what relays did you ran the 4x1, 4x2?
4x1, no, just the 4x1.
Okay. All right.
No, I just ran the 4x1. I was thinking district.
All right, and so the area track meet, we just had it. You guys both were running the 4x1, set a school record, right? How did that feel?
It felt pretty good.
You guys came in first.
Yes, sir.
You guys.
We surprised ourselves, honestly.
Y'all pedaled a little bit faster than Andrews, right? How did that feel?
Really good.
It felt real good, didn't it?
Awesome.
Yeah. So Sydney, you're part of that record-breaking 4x1. What was it like to make that and know that you kind of are on the record books right now?
It was really awesome because, that's a 26-year record, and we've worked so hard this season to really get us that far. But not only that, we've had so many girls step in place for this relay that got us to this point to let us break this record because of, injuries or people being gone. So it's really just a big team effort. And so it's really great crossing the finish line knowing that not only you were a part of that, but so were so many other girls.
Right. So is that the only event that you guys are going to regionals in, is the 4x1?
And the 4x2.
And the 4x2? But you're not in the 4x. Are you in the 4x2 also, Sydney? Maybe, we don't know yet.
Maybe.
Got some injuries we're
Yeah.
dealing with.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're not going to talk about game plan or strategy. We don't want to tip anybody off before we get out there because we don't want to open up the the booklet, so to speak. Ava, how about you? How did it feel for you to be a part of that squad?
It's really rewarding. We have great coaches, great staff, and it's really rewarding to get to kind of showcase how hard our coaches have been putting time into it.
Okay.
Portland.
What is it going to take for you guys to get in the top 2 in regionals and get a chance to go to state? What's that going to take? What does that look like for us?
We're right there.
We're right
Have we
there.
looked at the times?
Yes, sir. I looked this morning. We're
Yeah.
right there.
Right there.
Right.
Top 4-ish.
Top
3.
three.
Top 3 with that time. All right. Well, no pressure. No pressure whatsoever. How would you guys describe the dynamic of the team right now?
I would say that we're really competitive. We all have the same goal, and that's to win, and we want to push each other every day. That's what I would say.
Definitely. It's a pretty positive environment and dynamic. You know, we're always lifting each other up and really always pushing ourselves. Like, there's not a single time that usually all four of us are never running together. So it's a pretty competitive but really positive and friendly environment.
Okay. Go ahead, and I know it's more than just four because you have alternates, you have injuries. So,
Yes.
so who all is still kind of out there running as part of this team besides the two of y'all?
We have Clara and Kira.
Clara, Rhonda, Kira Humphreys,
Kaylani,
yeah.
Weeds,
Addison, and
Kalani.
Dame.
Addison Adame. Anybody else?
Hoffman.
Kylie
Got a little-
Hoffman.
Okay.
couple freshmen, yes.
Okay. All right. So before we go to the rapid fire questions, which leg do y'all run?
I'm the first leg
Okay.
on both of them.
I'm the third leg on also both.
Okay. All right. All right. So you ready for some rapid fire questions?
But yeah.
All right. Here we go. Favorite event to run? We're gonna go Sydney,
Ooh.
Ava, and then we're gonna get Coach Thompson in this too. So let's go. Favorite event.
I don't know. I like them all, but I really like the 4x1.
Okay.
Mine's
Ava-
probably the 4x1 too.
High jump or the 200.
Okay. What is your favorite post-meet snack?
Oh, probably dill pickle sunflower seeds.
Okay. All right. There are worse sunflower seeds out there. Hey, how about you?
I like to eat pretzels.
Okay. Blake? Gummy bears?
I don't know. Pretzels are good. Probably beef jerky.
Oh, that's a
Something
good
with
answer.
some sustenance.
All right. So, what do you listen to before you run? What music you playing before your race?
I like a lot of Blondie, Black Sabbath, a lot of old 80s, 70s rock.
Okay, you got an old heart. I like that old soul. I love those answers. How about you,
you.
Ava?
I like to listen to Lady Gaga.
Okay. Different spectrums. You guys are not sharing AirPods. How about you? How about you?
It probably just varies on my mood, but I think worship music gets me through.
Okay. All right. Who is your most encouraging teammate?
Oh, I would say maybe Kylie Hoffman.
Okay.
Most encouraging teammate, probably Kira Humphreys.
Okay. What do you think? Who's the most encouraging girl you got on your squad?
Gosh, I don't know. They're all really good girls. Like, you can count on them to have each other's back. So I say all of them.
Okay. Last question. What is the worst event at a track meet?
800 or 3200.
Okay.
Probably the 300 hurdles.
Okay. That's a good answer. What about you, Blake? What's the worst event at a track meet?
I would say the 3200.
The 3200. All right, ladies, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. You guys have a lot of smiles. Congratulations on the record. That's a big, big deal. I'm really glad you guys are peaking now. And, I really, really hope you guys, kick it up and tear it up at regionals and find yourself a state berth, because there's nothing like getting there, right?
Yes.
All right. You guys stay with us. We got more track action as we get the guys up here to talk on the next segment of the Ranger Rundown. All right, guys, we're going to talk a little bit of boys track here. Some names you might have heard from some of our series on GSN. I'm joined here with Andrick Rodriguez, Kason Brooks, and Caden Alford, representing kind of the boys track team. And if you guys have been paying attention to our social media, you know that there's some speed up here at the table. I asked them before we kind of got started here who the fastest Ranger was. Nobody wanted to raise their hand. And I know y'all all run different events, but who's the fastest?
Me.
No, I guess it's Caden.
Dylan Payton.
No, it's me.
Dylan Payton.
All right. Caden, are we good? All right, here we go. Caden, sorry. Hold on. Getting a little feedback here. All right, let's try to kick this again. Caden, you're part of the 4x200 that won area and currently ranks first in region. How did that group come together, and what's driving the success?
I'd say what made us come together is, we can all run 200 fast, so, that's real important to be in the 4x2.
It does help.
Yeah, and it's like,
No 800 runners allowed?
no. I mean, you can if you're fast in like the 200, but if you're just slow and can run for a long ways, and now.
So can I guess that your speed is what's driving the success?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who all runs that with you, real quick?
So right now it's me, Dylan, Peyton, Andrick, and we got Keith and Nathaniel. They'll be switching in and out.
Okay, give me last name so everyone can hear them.
Keith. What's Keith's last name? Garcia. Keith Garcia.
Okay, all right.
And Nathaniel Romero.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I thought that was an easy one.
Well, I thought I knew it, but then it just went right over my head.
You play football a little bit, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we get that chin strap tightened. All right.
Yeah,
Okay. What leg do you run?
I run the second leg.
So you're the second leg?
Yes, sir.
All right. I've always heard that the anchor leg's the most important leg. Is that true?
I think so. It's really what puts the race together because everyone's fast in that last leg.
All right. I'm just playing with you a little bit, Kate.
I mean, second leg, I think second's most important.
It's probably the best looking one, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's probably more than likely.
Yeah.
All right, Kaysen and Andrick, you guys have both broken school records, individual school records, and each other's records this year, right?
Yes, sir.
And so, what's it like for you guys having that guy next to you always pushing you to the next level?
It's really great. A lot of meets, sometimes you don't have competition, but it's nice to have competition all the time, especially when it's the same person. It's someone you can always strive to kind of try to beat, trying to make yourself better.
How about you, Andrew?
Yeah, touching on what he said, I think that I love the competition, and I know at the end of it, we're still friends and teammates at the end of the day, so just come out there, compete.
But it pushes it just a little bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit.
Yes, sir.
It's one thing going against somebody you don't like, but knowing that you're going to be riding next to the guy, you're riding on the bus next to the guy, it kind of gives you a little bit more incentive, right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe a little bit.
Yes, sir. A little bit more of an edge.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Andrick, you're a freshman this year, right?
Yes, sir.
So first year running track for varsity. Did you expect to have this kind of success this year, or were you putting up these times at the middle school meets, or?
Not really. I was running like 53 last year, and it was my first year doing the 400, and I never really expected me to come up here and compete with all them.
Yeah, so you were the first one to break a school record. You ran like a 50.2, 50.3, something I think.
4.4.
Okay,
50.4.
50.4. And then, Kaysen, you came along and dropped it to like 50.1, somewhere right around there?
It was 50.4.
Yeah.
I just barely beat it.
Yeah. And then tell everybody here what you clocked in at area.
I clocked in at a 49.46.
I clocked in at a 49.40.
All right. 49 seconds. Sub 50. I've only met one person to ever do that in my years watching track and stuff like that, and seen one person do that. That's amazing to break that 50. So you guys really should be commended for the effort you put in and pushing each other to get better. I completely lost kind of where my next question was. So you guys have been featured in the series Pain and Glory that's on GSN. And, I know your family's seen it, your friends see it, your teammates see it. What's it been like having that kind of, that your path documented, kind of for people to see on GSN?
It's really interesting. We always had those interviews after school. Just really, it's kind of nice to know what we think about the program and just how we're doing. But also, I've never actually seen, the Pain and Glory in its entirety. I've never watched a full episode.
Do you just fast forward to the part where you're in it?
No, not even.
No, not even that?
No.
No. I think Andrick's watched one.
Yeah, I've watched a couple.
Hey, but this week's one is going to be the one to watch.
Is it? Are you in this one?
I'm in this week's.
Are you like the featured guy?
I'm like the one they put on there so that way more people watch it.
Really? Well, once again, you're the second leg, right?
Yeah.
So you guys got, was it first and second? No, it was third and fourth in region, right?
That area, yes,
that
sir.
area.
Yes, sir.
What do you guys have to put up on the clock to get it to make it out of regionals, get to state? What are you going to have to run?
It really depends, but we're going to have to dip down in those 48s. There's always a chance one of us gets the wild card, but in order to beat Kenny, we'll have to go faster than we ever have.
Yeah, they had some pretty ridiculous times.
They did.
Right. It's always fun competing against people from up north, right? That's always the best part of our sports, right?
Well, to be honest, I like to win.
Yeah.
So Not
Well,
always.
I know you guys are going to go out there and put forth your best effort. Are there any other events that you guys are going forward in regionals in?
I'm going in the 110s, and obviously both of us are going in the 4x4.
Okay.
Going in the 4x2 as well.
Okay. What do you guys have to do in those events to get to the next level?
For the 110s, I have to go below sub 15, something like a 14.8.
Okay.
In that 4x2, I think
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you. I was getting to you, I promise.
So the 4x2, we're looking for 127. I think we ran like 128. What was it? 128.5.
I think 128.4.
128.4. So we're like right there. We want 127, but we're sitting real good right now with the times.
Okay. How are y'all looking at the 4x4?
The 4x4, we're sitting at a 3:18.8, if I'm not mistaken. And Canyon and Dumas are just a little bit ahead of us. We're probably going to have to go 3:16, but that's been the goal all year long.
Yeah.
Are those the top two relay teams in the state or the region to get there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who else is on your 4x2 with you and Andrew? Dylan Payton. No, we already
Dylan
asked you that.
Payton.
How about on the 4x4?
Nathaniel Romero, Casey Brooks, and Dylan Payton.
Okay.
Then we have the 4x1 too. We're going to regionals in that one. Really don't know where we're sitting on it. I think we're all right. We really need to get down to we ran like a 42. What was it? 42.7. We really want to get down to like 42.1, 41.
Does that give you a shot?
If we get down to like 41, I think we'll have a good shot.
Well, I know that Coach Hill likes to see all this speed out there on the track, so it's good to see the athleticism that we get to show from you guys and being out there and putting up some of these times. What's the vibe like with the group that's still out there on the track and the relay teams? How's it feeling out there?
Feels great. I think the reason it feels so good is I know Andrick's new, but like us juniors, we've been together on this whole time since 7th grade, pretty much. We've all been, me and Nathaniel, we've ran the relays since 7th grade. And Dylan too, I ran the 4x2 with Dylan and I think Nathaniel. So Andrick's come along and he's really put a big impact on this team. And
yeah,
it's we're like just one big family out there, so it all just feels all real good.
That's one of the things I hear when I ask that question among all of our student athletes is, we're a family, right? From top to bottom, everyone just really buys in the fact that we're all in it together. I'm doing this for the guy to my left and the guy to my right, and I think that's the reason why we've had a lot of success and stuff that we'll talk about with Coach Hill about where the athletic program and stuff like that. And it's because of guys like you. So, I'm excited for you guys. Y'all ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is this the worst part of the interview, Casey?
Nah.
You've done this a couple of times. You've just made a face like this is your least favorite part of it, right? It's not like these are hard questions.
Nah, you just don't get to look over them really.
All right, these are really easy ones. So, what's your favorite event to compete in? We'll start down here with Andrew. Can come this way.
I like the 4x2 because half the time we're kicking everybody's butt. So
it's fun to beat somebody like a tied-up goat, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is. How about you, Casey?
I'd have to say it's the 4x4, although I do enjoy the 110s. But, the 4x4 is the race everyone's there to see. It's the last race of the day.
It's the last race of the day. Sometimes that's what wins it and loses it, right?
Yes, sir.
How about you?
I like the 4x2, like Andy said. We're always kicking butt.
I figured, I just figured I knew that answer before I even asked you. We'll go this way, Caden. What's your favorite track memory?
I don't know. I got a lot. I don't know. I got a lot of memories. I would say my favorite memory was, I'm going to say this year, watching Andrick come down and beat Fort Stockton on the 4x2. I watched him. We started all real good, and then I went back behind, and I couldn't see because of everybody. And he came around, and Andrick was in front. I think that was probably my favorite memory.
You're just excited about that, huh? Nothing like beating Andrews?
We were Fort Stockton.
Oh, Fort Stockton, I'm sorry. All right. Well, I like to beat Andrews. I also like to beat
Oh,
Monaghan.
I like to beat Andrews too.
Yeah.
I like to beat all three of them.
Case, how about you? Favorite track memory?
I enjoyed going to state a lot, but I'd say the regional finals last year to make it, to give us the chance to go to state. That was a lot of fun, There was a lot of celebration after that.
I bet it was. It's a big deal, right?
It
Have
is.
you been telling stories about that to Andrew?
No, I have not. I figured he'd get a chance to experience himself.
Okay. All right. And it's going to be this year, right?
Yes, sir.
Andrew, in your short,
Career.
limited track experience at the high school level, what's your favorite track meet memory so far?
I'd say winning district because that's what we preached since the start of the track, and I know Burchett wanted us to go out there and compete and get what's ours again.
Yeah, and you guys went and took it.
Yes, sir.
Who's the biggest motivator on the team? Andrew, you go first.
Lincoln Madrid.
Lincoln Madrid?
Lincoln Madrid.
That's a good one. I guess, the obvious answer is Coach Burchett. He's the coach, but I think he's an interesting character to be sure.
That's a good answer. How about you, Caden?
Me? No, I'd say Coach Burchett.
Okay.
Coach Burchett's always pushing us and making us better.
All right.
Whenever we don't want to run, he's always out there yelling at us to keep on going.
What's the one event that you would want to participate in the least? Like if Coach walked up and said, "Caden, you're going to do this event," are you going to say, "I quit"? What's the event that would make you walk off?
Anything longer than the 400 or the hurdles, because I cannot get over a hurdle.
How about you, Casey?
It would have to be the 3200. No offense to Coach Burchett, but if he asked me to do that, I'd probably hop back on the bus.
How about you, Andrew?
Probably the 800. I'm dying after a 400, so can't imagine the 800.
But you guys would all give the pole vault a try?
I think I could do that.
I honestly thought about it, but no.
I bet you'd be good at it. Maybe you should pick that up and try it next year.
I want to try.
But it is like one great big huge hurdle, right? When you think about it, that might be a problem for you.
I want to jump all my events and do pole vault, but Coach Burchett won't let me.
I wouldn't either. What's your favorite post-race meal? What you go for?
Me?
Yeah, sure.
A big greasy cheeseburger.
That's a good answer.
Like one you bite in and
it just falls
juice
all
will fall
over
out.
everywhere. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you make a mess in Mom's car.
Yeah, I bet your mom loves you, doesn't she?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she does. How about you, Casey?
Usually it's just whatever I can get my hands on, but if I had to choose, it's usually either Skittles or Starburst.
All right. How about you, Andrew?
McDonald's.
McDonald's? McNuggets or Big Mac?
McNuggets.
McNuggets.
I get both though. I get a 20 count and
how do you stay so little, man?
fast metabolism.
You keep eating like that, you're going to be a shot putter. You know what I'm saying? Guys, thanks for coming on. Really excited for you guys. I'm really happy about the success you guys had, the records you've set. You talked about what you had to get to. And if there was a group of guys I was going to bet on to get to what they wanted to be, it would be you. I think you guys are going to get to do what you need to do. I think you're going to get there. I think you're going to have a lot of success at the regional meet. I'm going to be really happy to see how you guys do at state because I think you guys got it in you. So I appreciate everything you guys do for the school. Appreciate your hard work. And it's been great having you on. I appreciate your time, and thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, stick with us. Next up, it's going to be James and I. We're going to beat up Coach Hill a little bit, so come back. All right, before we pull the plug on this last edition of Ranger Rundown for the school year, thought we'd bring up Coach Brian Hill, kind of do a little bit of a recap, on the school year and talk a little bit about what happened, what's happening, and maybe kind of what some advice for the summer for some of the kids coming back.
Well, for sure. I'm glad we all got I'm just looking at the monitor here. We got the Navy going on. I like that.
We did. It was
I like that.
It was very special.
It looks sharp, slimming.
That's why I wore the blue. I was told that white is not one of my good colors. I should stay away from white. A lot of bulky stuff. But I appreciate you bringing that up and helping my self-esteem a little bit.
Absolutely. You look great.
Coach, thanks for coming on.
Hey, well, thanks for having us. And before we kind of wrap things up for the year, there's several groups of people that I personally would like to thank. One, Justin and Gerald Brooks for letting us have this event at Roosters throughout the course of the year, especially in the fall when it's more of a weekly deal, but open it up for the whole year. You guys and Josh as well, for giving up. You make more, you do way more than you're paid for. I know that. And so I appreciate all your volunteer
I was about
time.
to say, if someone's getting paid?
To get paid in handshakes and high fives.
I haven't seen that royalty check yet.
But appreciate, you three guys with, all the things that you do to go above and beyond for our student athletes. And then, and we'll talk with Coach Thomas here in a second, but also our student trainers and student managers. We couldn't do what we do across the spectrum of our sports without those young men and women, and they do a fantastic job for us.
Yeah, we don't get to see them up here, and we don't talk about their stats and things like that. But man, those guys are making it. Those guys and girls are making it happen.
They do. They do a fantastic job. Yes, they sure do.
Hey, Coach. So as you're finishing up your second year here at Greenwood, leading the athletic department, maybe what's your biggest takeaway for this season, this year?
It's just been so much fun watching, starting in the fall with volleyball and cross country, football, all the way through, tennis, golf, track, baseball, softball, in the spring and everything in between. Just watching our kids compete. You're nature sports. You're going to win some, and we celebrate those, and the defeats are heartbreaking. But watching our kids overcome adversity, reaching personal goals, reaching team goals, it's just been a lot of fun for our staff. A lot of fun for our community, and I think the future is bright for Greenwood Athletics and the district as a whole.
Coach, I've had a front row seat for a very really special year across the board. Your second year, I've got to see some incredible performances. Starting with the volleyball team. And watching them progress, the football team, and basketball, all those kind of things. It's just been, a year of incredible performances. And I look back, I thought before I asked this question, I kind of go through a couple of stats here, and I'm sure you know this, but you had 3 All-State Award winners this year.
Yeah, starting with Landon Butts on the football team, and the jump he made from his junior year to his senior year was nothing short of spectacular. He played like a man on a mission. Emily Jones had, if anyone knows her stats, it's you, but 10,000 digs and sets and blocks and everything. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. And, obviously we started the year with May Savage going to state in cross country. So it's been, across the board, it's been a really, really special year, and really happy for those 3 especially. Those All-State awards are hard to come by, and they all 3 definitely deserved it.
Yeah, Coach, you had 3 district MVPs.
Right? Yeah, they sure did. Lincoln Madrid had just an incredible junior campaign. Really, strong sophomore season, but came back and did what we thought he would be able to do. Did a great job. And on the volleyball court, Kayla McDonald will be sorely missed. She's been a staple for the last 4 years out there, longer, going back to middle school. She did a wonderful job, provided a lot of leadership on top of what she could do athletically for Coach Long and the volleyball team. And then Brooke Clifton, another senior that's going to be really, really missed on the soccer pitch.
That's correct.
Yeah, the pitch.
You're getting all kinds of brownie points tonight,
I'm working on it. But the leadership that Brooke brought to a soccer program that is still in its infancy, relatively speaking, is something that we will look back on for years to come and really, really miss what she brought to our soccer program for sure.
Yeah, I looked, and obviously we still have softball. We have baseball going on. There's some other sports going on. I didn't have stats from everything from the MRT, but when I did go and look over the course of football, volleyball, boys and girls basketball, soccer, we had 11 superlatives given out. You had 21 first-team winners, and you had 12 second-team winners. And congratulations to you and your staff. Y'all were named Staff of the Year, District for Football.
Well, I appreciate that. And Coach Long in the volleyball program was named MRT, Staff of the Year. But, it really does take a village. And I know that's somewhat cliche when you're talking about raising young people, but the same thing is true in an athletic department. That doesn't happen without parents that care starting at a very young age and raise them up on the pitch or the field or the court or the track. It doesn't come without coaches that go above and beyond what they're just regularly paid for. They go above and beyond an administration that cares about athletics, a community that backs what we do. It's a special place, and that's not just hyperbole. It's the real deal.
Well, before I palm this off onto James for the next question, I want to make sure I didn't miss somebody. So there was one more pretty big award that we got, and that was one of the State Coach of the Week award went to Coach Markel Martin.
Coach Martin,
And
yeah.
I tell you what,
absolutely.
watching his defense, man, I loved it. I'm an offensive guy, and I almost went to the dark side, watching that defense play and him get after it.
Well, it's defense is an acquired taste. We'll give you one more year to come on over. But Coach Martin did a great job. That the first year we played with a lot of young players, and sometimes it takes a full cycle, an off season and a summer to kind of make it your own. And Coach Martin definitely did that. He had those guys playing with they were all on a mission, and it was the same mission. And so a lot of young guys that are going to return, and we'll obviously miss Ty Box, Landon Butts, and Josiah Galindo on the defensive side next year. But big credit to Coach Martin, very well deserved. And Coach Martin is one of at least a dozen, if not more, that deserve that recognition across our whole spectrum of sports.
Yeah, definitely have a good quality coaching staff around you for all programs.
There's no doubt. It's the best one for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, as we travel around the district, man, you see a lot of awesome facilities that are going up, a lot of investment in athletics, and Greenwood's doing the same out here. We've got a new indoor facility going up out there. Tell us about that facility, what's going in it, what's the timeline on it?
Yeah, no, we're incredibly fortunate, and you're right. You see that, those types of facilities being built around the Permian Basin. But I think a lot of it is based on student safety with the wet bulb globe temperature index being adopted by the UIL, and the focus on student safety is paramount, obviously. But we're very fortunate and very appreciative of the Greenwood community for supporting us in that endeavor. And right now it's scheduled to be finished by mid-August, and that facility will obviously be marked for a lot of our sporting events. So softball markings, baseball markings, soccer markings, football drop-down batting cages for the baseball and softball team, the capability to hit golf balls into one of the nets. There's a 2-lane track around it, and so obviously that will benefit our athletic program. But there's talk of where does the drone class go on windy days, or maybe not rainy days since we don't have those, but windy for sure. Give the opportunity for classrooms that to be an extension of the classroom. Miss Rhines and the band will obviously get a lot of use out of it as well. So I think it has the potential to be kind of a staple of the community, not just what we've got going on in the athletic program.
Are you running that schedule, or are you delegating?
No. That's going to be up to Todd Jones and James Fortner.
That's a great
If you just drop your email in the chat, and you can field those requests.
At Greenwood.
No.
Coach, you mentioned a little bit about the safety impact. What other impact do you kind of see that indoor facility have on our student athletes? And the reason why I ask is because everywhere I go, and people know I'm from Greenwood, they ask me, what is being built, at the football field?
We've got a skyline now. It looks like downtown
the
Dallas
Taj
now.
Mahal of Greenwood. It's the highest building in Greenwood. What do you see the impact that facility having for our student athletes?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, from a safety standpoint, obviously, lightning is really historically the only thing that ever cancels anything, but we're getting close to the point where heat is going to cancel or postpone things. And so that's obviously the most noticeable benefit of that building. But we're also, our current training room was built when Greenwood was about 400 students, and we're just shy of 900 right now. So we're kind of bursting at the seams with that. So Coach Brown and the training staff will have a training room in there that more accurately meets the size of a school, a 4A Division II school. So that would obviously directly impact the student safety piece. But anytime you can practice with fresh legs, that heat takes it out of you. And so, we still have to get acclimatized to it. So I think all our teams will still practice outside. But if you can split that in half and take some of that stress off your body, that obviously is a great opportunity for us to see the benefit on game day across all our spectrum of sports.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Awesome, Coach. Any final words for the seniors and the rest of your students as they come into summer here?
Yeah, I just, there's going to be a lot of guys here and girls here in a couple of weeks that walk across the stage and get that diploma, and some of them will walk across the stage and keep walking and never come back to Greenwood again, and there'll be a great number of them that settle down here and raise a family here and raise another generation of Greenwood Rangers, and it doesn't really matter per se which group they are in. We're all going to share that. That Greenwood Ranger experience together. That's a shared experience. And so we're very, very excited for our seniors. They will all be sorely missed, but excited for them to take the lessons they learned in athletics specifically, but also in the classrooms and the hallways at Greenwood High School and take Greenwood to the rest of the world. It's a very, very special senior class. It will always be very dear to my heart and the hearts of our coaching staff. And we're excited to see what they go out in the world and do.
What advice do you have for the juniors through 8th graders coming back up through your high school program? What do you want to tell them, as we roll into summer? What do you need them to do? What are the expectations?
The only easy day was yesterday, right? So we're very, very excited and proud of what we put on the field this year with multiple district championships. You talked about several All-State and district MVP awards, but our goal is still the Lone Star Cup, and that's excellence across the athletic spectrum, but also in band and academics and one-act play and UIL events. And so, we want our athletes to be as versatile as possible and compete in everything they do, not just the athletic realm. So we're not there yet. We're making good headway. We like where we're going, but the sky is still the limit.
Well, I stick by what I said. Championships are won in the summer.
Amen.
That's
yes.
right. That's where you put the hard work in. Hard work in the summer leads to success in the school year, right? That's
no
right.
doubt, no doubt. And really, before we wrap up the year, there is one more group that I alluded to that would love to visit with, and that's kind of the guys behind the camera. Coach Thomas does a fantastic job with his program. He trains up kids to students to be the voice of the Rangers when the other voices aren't around, and he does a great job. Multiple camera angles. I don't want to steal his thunder, but he's got a lot of exciting things to do. So would love to bring up Coach Thomas and let him brag on his kids before we sign off for the summer.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, this is Coach Kendall Thomas. He heads up the GSN network, the AV stuff for the kids and things like that. He is the man who's sometimes you're live at an event, but a lot of times you're kind of behind the camera, so a chance for everyone to get to see you. This is what he looks like.
My face. This is very rare.
This is what the wizard looks like.
It's a treat. Yeah, Wizard of Oz right here, Wizard of Greenwood.
No, it's been a really good year for GSN. I think last year was the first year it was very much a growing and kind of learning as we go, and then this year I think we kind of hit our stride, and the goal going into this year, the mentality is we want to be the best. Like if we're gonna live stream football, I want it to be ESPN. We are gonna be the best live stream in the state. If we're going to live stream basketball, let's figure out how to make it the best in the state. And so I would put our live streams up against anybody. And I'm biased, but bring them on. I have a lot of buddies in Shallowater. That's where I graduated, and they have an outstanding media program over there. And I've gone down there. I've met with them and checked notes, because I really wanted our stuff to be as good as theirs, and I think after this year, I'm confident in saying that I think ours is better. And I've got friends who, if they somehow see this, I'm going to be getting some angry text messages, but bring it on, because I think that some of the things that we were able to implement this year were really, really good, and I think that we were able to push ourselves to get better. I think things like the game day deal that we did before the last few home games, where we were on the big screen TV but live streaming at the same, like doing picks and fun stuff like that. I think that's really neat, brings the community in. We did our first UIL competition video this year. We didn't advance, so I was a little heartbroken there, but we learned a lot, and I think that Pain and Glory series that I keep bringing up has been really teaching us kind of the mistakes that we made in the past and how we can fix those. And so I feel really confident. I've already talked with Nathan Turner, who has been really a rock in the GSN world. If you don't know who that is, then you haven't been paying attention. But he's done a great job for us, and he's already talking about the UIL video next year. He wants to redo the Tristan Wilson story because it's such a good story. It needs to be told, and he wants to do it the right way. So, that might be something that's on the horizon. I think that, moving forward, the goal is to just keep pushing that boundary and seeing, while I think we're the best in the state now, I know that other schools are watching. Fort Stockton is really getting their stuff off the ground, and I know that they're watching and they're taking notes. And so we got to figure out what's that next thing that pushes us forward a little bit more. And, I think that's what we're on the lookout for. And really, to make that happen, if you have a student that wants to be involved in Greenwood sports, this is the way to do it if they're not on the court already, because I need students to help me be behind the camera, be on the microphone, and really push this thing forward. So let me use this as a recruiting moment that if you are watching and you have an incoming freshman all the way up through senior, if they want to be involved, send them my way, because we can always use more kids that are dedicated, that want to learn some of these skills and be a part of the program.
How many kids does it take to run the program, Coach? What do you think on that? If you had a football game or a softball game, I mean, you've got it's more than one.
For football is probably our biggest, as far as crew that we carry. And right now we average about 5 kids that we take to the game, plus me, plus Todd and Josh up in the box. And so it's a pretty good little group. But, kids get sick. Kids have other events. We push real hard to get our kids involved in a lot of things, and as we should. And so that's going to create conflicts, and having more kids is always going to be better. And so, you talk to any one of the kids that went to those games, and they'll tell you that it's a blast. Like, working that camera on the sideline sounds like it's a job, but it is a blast, especially home games when you get the replay shot. You were on it, and you can tell me in the headset, I got that shot. We throw it up on the big screen. I mean, it's a win, and it's a lot of fun. And so, if you want to find a way to get involved, and maybe playing football is not your thing, but you want to be a part of it, let me bring you into the fold, because it's a lot of fun. We have a great time, and I think we're doing some special stuff. So
you got me ready to do it. I'm fired up. Golly.
I'll put you
Give
to
me
work,
a camera.
Coach. I'll put you to work.
Coach, take this down to a couple bullet points, but what's your goals heading into next year?
Like I said earlier, we can't be complacent with where we're at on the streams. Really, with the materials that we're putting out as a whole, we got to find a way to make our live stream just a little bit better. Find a way to make Ranger Rundown just a little bit better. I think if you haven't watched Pain and Glory, that's really kind of the direction we're looking at, is how can we make professional grade level, series and material to put out there to help document these kids and the things that they're doing, these coaches that are working so hard. And so really pushing that boundary and having a focus on quality over quantity. I think that was my biggest pitfall last year. I wanted to live stream everything that happened down to the 7th grade B team. I wanted everything to be on live stream, which is, I think, a great goal, but I've realized that quality is really what we want. So let's do less, but let's do it perfect. And so really dialing that up and zeroing in on that. I think that I'm hoping that more people watch the Pain and Glory, because that could be a jumping off point for other sports to have series like that. It is a lot of work, but it's worth it if the community embraces it. So more things like that.
Well, Kendall, and I'll let you take a break and start getting back so you can wrap everything up. But I appreciate everything you and your guys do, your students do for us, because it was a chore, when Josh and I were doing it for the radio and things like that, getting everything set up and everything. And so now, we just kind of have to show up and be pretty, I guess. I don't know.
Keep the talent happy.
Yeah.
You gotta keep the talent happy.
So I do appreciate that. Thank you very much
Absolutely.
for everything, and I appreciate you coming up here and spending a couple minutes with us.
Absolutely. I'll get off and make y'all look good again.
So Coach Hill, I know that you were a little worried that I was going to have some wife questions here baked into the cake for you.
Very worried.
But I'm a man of my word.
You're a good man.
I'm going to save a bit for next year, but he did mention that game day thing. We're going to get that kicked off against Childress, that very first game.
Oh, that'll be great.
That pregame thing. That's a lot of fun. So I'm excited about doing that.
That'll be great. That was a very cool tradition, maybe. Can I say that? But it's a pretty cool experience for our kids too, to warm up and see that up there on the screen. And
it's different.
See who picks us and who doesn't.
I guarantee you, there's nobody in the state doing that.
That's pretty cool. Y'all do a great job with it.
Well, guys, I think that's going to be a wrap for this year's Ranger Rundown. Special thanks to our guests, Coach Hill, Coach Thomas, and Rooster's Backyard for making this possible, over the school year. Make sure that you subscribe to GSN on YouTube so that you don't miss any content. We still have live streams going on as there's plenty of sports wrapping up the year. For Coach Thomas, James, and myself, we hope everyone has a great summer, and we look forward to seeing you again in August for a new season of Ranger Rundown.